Welcome to The Taxman Show. We ask the questions to get all of your accounting, tax, and small business questions answered. Now here is your host, Albert Taxman Corey.
Hey everybody, this is Albert Taxman Corey. Sorry, another edition of The Taxman Show, where we ask the questions to make sure you get the best answers. You know, you can find me on tour. I'll be on December 14th. We're going to be in Atlanta. So, sorry, the Taxman Tour will be in Atlanta at the Cobb's Theater. So please put a comment below and I'll give you some free VIP tickets. Oh my God, to hear my show live on stage. So we asked the questions. And I've been on stage for the last 5 weeks. Every week I'm on stage. I'll be on stage for the next 5 stages, and I will be on Mexico on the stages of Cancun on next week, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, talking about my awesome book, The Perception, how I built my business and cool stories. You can get the free copy of my book by texting Taxman to 26786. By the way, so today we're going to talk about real quick, and this is part of in our class that we teach, my master classes. There's 4 addresses, guys, that you use. There's 4 or 5 addresses that you use when using a business. And today we're going to go over them from worst to best. And let me tell you something. This could be the difference of making tons of money or going broke. I had one of my clients who drove in yesterday from St. Lucie, about an hour and a half drive down. And we started, talking about how what your address is makes a big difference. A little backstory is his average client pays him $5,000 a month. So address means a lot. So now let's start off with the worst. Kind of the worst thing you can do in life is whenever you send something and do stuff, okay, make sure you're not using a United States Post Office P.O. box. You know, because that's really no good. People want to know where you live. People want to know where you do business with. And a P.O. box is you're trying to hide something. So, you know, you're trying to hide something. So I wouldn't use a P.O. box because the world is going to think you're hiding something. So now, the next worst thing I would tell you is do not use your personal address. That's right. Do not use your personal address. There's a bunch of reasons why. Let's start off with, I don't want nobody to know. First of all, if you're a big businessman, remember, part of perception is the world has to think that you're the biggest person in your space. You have to think. It doesn't matter if you're homeless. It doesn't matter whether you're living in your mom's house or living in a basement. You know, couch surfing. It doesn't matter. You have to set the stage of where you live. So now, using your home address, but it doesn't matter. I'm a mortgage broker or I'm an online business. Well, getting back to what we're doing yesterday, guys, address is everything. You know, there's certain people, certain wholesalers, they might not sell to you if they Google your address, you know, if they put your address. Because remember, you can go online almost anytime, anywhere, and go on Google and type your address. And they know it's a home-based business. Thank you for the hearts. They know it's a home-based business. So you're now losing a chance to get business. You know, I don't want that to happen to me. You know, I like to make my money. Nobody knows, unless you're my family and friends, there's no business acquaintance knows where I live. Because I want them to see my corporate office. In my case, my corporate office is 1800 West 68th Street, Suite 118, Hialeah, Florida. They see that I'm in a big office complex, so they know that I'm the real deal. But second of all, what happens is, I'm going to tell you something. What happens if your stuff goes south? Okay, if something goes south, and by the way, this is a live office, so I'm not picking up the phone here. So if something goes south, okay, I don't want them to come to my house. I don't want no servers looking for me. I don't want nothing. I want to be a ghost. And I'm going to show you how to become a ghost in a minute. So I don't want nobody looking for me. So now let's go over why you don't want to use your house. A, you want to look bigger than what you are, and working out of your house, you're not looking big. Okay. It's but I'm working out. Nobody cares. Everybody cares, guys. Everybody cares. It could be a thing. And if you're trying to take your business to the next level, all right, not using your house is would kill you. And like I said, the second reason why you don't want to use your house is in case something goes south. All right, I don't want nobody to know where I live. So now that we went over that, sorry, it's got Google keeps popping me up here. So now that went over that, now the next thing you might want to use is, and it's pretty easy and inexpensive, and I'm going to tell you the pros and cons, is you can go, that's what I call it, you need to go to a UPS mailbox. That's pretty cool. And I'm going to give you the pros and cons of it right now. The good side is of a UPS mailbox is, A, it's not your house. That's the first thing. So which means something serves you. Okay, somebody wants to serve you. Somebody's looking for you. It's a mailbox. Okay, so nobody's ever going to know where you live. The other thing is it's a street address. Almost every UPS store it's always on a street address. Okay, most of them are in strip malls. So you always got a cool street address. So if people are Googling you and looking for you, it's not at your house, okay? It's at a street, it's a street address. So that's good. So there, somebody Googles you, it's not your house. So that's good. The bad thing is if they click the link, they know it's in a store. And if you really look at it close and you click it, you're going to see it's in a strip shopping center. Most of them are in strip shopping centers. If you get one, if you get a UPS store that's in an office building, that's cool. Nobody's ever going to know. But if you get one that's on a strip shopping center, it will stand out. It will stand out as a strip shopping center. So if you really, 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 really are looking to take your business to the next level, it's like, let me explain what we were talking about earlier. My client who came in yesterday, he does stuff and he deals with a lot of big insurance companies. And he's making like $5,000-$6,000 a month. So I was telling him, I said, look, guy, you need to go do something else. Because if somebody really wants to check you. Oh, and by the way, if you have a corporation, when you go do the renewal, whether you're using a UPS box or the next thing I'm going to tell you to do, make sure all your contact information is no longer your house. All right, make sure your contact information is no longer on your house. It's the UPS store or what I'm going to teach you next. Okay, so the disadvantages of let's go over this again. The advantage of a UPS box is it's a street address, which means nobody knows where you live, which is cool, and it may or may not pass. The bad thing is if they click on the address, they might see it's in a strip shopping center. So depending on the level which you're playing at, it could be a hit or miss. So now, the next thing I would tell you to go out and do is go rent a virtual office. What a virtual office does is it's an actual place, it's an actual building. So what they do at virtual offices, they rent you a desk. They literally rent you a desk and probably multiple people are using it. And on some of the virtual offices, you can have it set up that, depending on how much you want to pay, an actual person will set the phone up and answer the phones for you. Which is kind of cool if you're trying to take it to the next level. So that's cool. Second thing is, if they Google the address, they're going to see an actual building. They're going to see an actual building. So, so if they Google it, and they're going to see an actual building. I have one of my clients who does certain things that they use my office. But if anybody Googles my office, they see I'm in a big, big shopping center. In my shopping center, it has 29 offices, 29 stores. So nobody's going to be that difficult. Okay, nobody's going to be that difficult. So then, therefore, so if somebody, whatever he's doing, they're looking for him and they want to check for what he does. Do you have a real office? In his case, what he's doing is he cannot have a UPS box because the type of business he is the type of business it is, it could affect the outcome. So now he uses my office. So if somebody Googles it, they're going to see an office. Some of the good examples of this is there's companies called WeWorks out there. I know they opened up a huge one in downtown Miami. I mean, they're pretty much they're in about all the major cities out there. Another good one is Regents. They're in most cities. They're in multiple cities. I don't know the prices of them because I don't use them, but it works the same way. WeWorks, it's the same thing where you get a address in a major building, in a major building. If you're in Miami, I can tell you one where WeWorks just opened up. They opened one up in the Brickell Financial District. So if you rented a desk and the Brickell at WeWorks, then you know how cool it is that somebody Googles it and you're going to see downtown Miami in this big office building. Okay, people are going to get wow. They don't know. They don't know that it's WeWorks. They don't know what it is. They just know it's an office building, and they're going to go say wow. They're going to say wow, and guess what? It works. So now let's recap the 4 types of offices and the pros and cons. Kind of like the worst one you could use is a post office box from the United States Post Office. Why? Because it's everybody knows that's not where you live. It's not where you live. So if you try to use it, obviously you can't use it for banks anymore. You can't use it open up corporations. Okay, and you can't use it for banks and you can't use it for corporations. It's probably good for if you collect a lot of checks and you're working out of your house. That might work there because it goes to a box, because a lot of post offices are closest to your house. So that's the only good advantage. There is no good advantage of working of using your house address. Actually, let me rework that. That is almost the worst, because working out of the house, you really have no advantages other than it doesn't cost you any money. Obviously, disadvantages are if somebody goes and tries to sue you or look for you, you're at your house. And there could be a whole bunch of business and wholesalers I know that won't work with you. Now, the next thing we're going to go over real quick, which I went over, is a UPS store box. It's like the third best. You're not working out of your house. So if somebody tries to sue you and look for you, it's a mailbox in a store somewhere. So that it's cool. So you're not getting letters at your house. It still looks pretty cool that if they type it, you think it's a big place. But the disadvantage is if they click it and they're going to realize that, okay, they're going to realize that, guess what? That a UPS store is it's a storefront, and depending on the level that you're playing at. See, UPS store, I'm going to give you what I said like earlier. UPS stores are good depending on the level that you're playing at. If you're dealing with 10, 20, if you're dealing with minimum $5,000 a month clients, I don't think that's a good deal. If you're doing like probably mid to lower clients, that's way better than working out of your house. And obviously the best one is a virtual office. The good side is if somebody Googles that address, it's a real office building. Nobody's going to know that you just rented a little desk. It's also pretty cool because you can rent a virtual office, like say in every major city in the country has Regents, has WeWorks or something similar, where you could just rent a desk, and renting a desk. Like the example I used is WeWorks has one in Brickell Financial District, which is the financial district of Miami. And anybody knows Brickell, it looks pretty cool. I'm sure there's some. Every county, every city has a WeWorks, so you don't want to use it. And obviously, the only downside of WeWorks is it's going to cost a whole lot more money than getting a UPS box. But the upside, depending on the level that you're playing at, depending on the level that you're playing at, is whether WeWorks or work. All right, guys. This is Albert, Taxman Corey, with another edition of the Taxman Show. If you're listening to us on Facebook, please leave a comment below. Or obviously, you can get us up on Messenger. If you're watching this on our Facebook feeds, obviously like our page. Our business page is facebook.com, TaxmanBiz. You can also get a copy of our free book, a PDF version of our book, and a bunch of other cool gifts by texting 26786 to Taxman, and you can get a free book. And always sharing is caring. If you're listening to this on the podcast, I'm always sharing because we're trying to help change the world, guys. And we can do it one person at a time. And I'll talk to you soon. And like I said, the next stop of Taxman Live is Atlanta. Instant message me. I'll get you some free tickets. And we'll talk to everybody soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to The Taxman Show. If you have any questions, please leave it below or email it to albert@1040w2.com. Remember, sharing is caring. Please follow us on all social media platforms.